So, good afternoon student. Today we are going to perform our second experiment on energy conversion 2. The name of this experiment is to evaluate the coefficient of performance of vapor absorption refrigeration system. So, in the first lecture of first practical in the lecture, I had explained you how the system works, what are the various parts. Just in short, again I will repeat the things. In vapor absorption compression, there is no compressor. Like in VCR compressor, there is a compressor, but in VAR cycle, there is no compressor. And work of the compressor is performed by three devices. The devices are absorber, generator, and small pump. But here there is no pump because it is a three-tube system, right? So we'll see how this experiment is performed. So this is the observation table, you can see, and here I will tell you how the readings are taken. So first column is the evaporator or bath temperature. Now you can see here, this is the evaporator. This one is the evaporator. In this evaporator there is a heater coil, right? This heater coil is there to add the heat. So whatever temperature, cooling temperature you are getting here, it is the evaporator or bath temperature. Second column is the generator temperature. It is given by TG or T2, and this generator is at the back. The purpose of that generator is to heat the solution which are coming from the absorber. Now how it works, it is already explained to you in the theory by this Jaiswal sir, right? So I will again not repeat here. Then third column is the condenser temperature, that is a T3 or TC. This gives the condenser temperature, and this column is the 10 pulses time for energy meter reading. Now what happened? This is the energy meter. This energy meter is giving the power to the heater. Heater is there inside the evaporator, and this heater will add the heat. This heater will add the heat inside the evaporator, and then how much amount of heat is given, how much amount of heat is added in the evaporator, that heat we have to calculate. For this we required one reading, that is reading of the energy meter. So for what we will do, for 10 pulses blinking, you can see here, this is the energy meter and it will blink after some time. Now it blinks. So for 10 such blinking, how much time is taken by the energy meter, that time we have to write here. So we'll take the reading. So this temperature, for this various temperature, that is three temperature, means evaporator temperature, generator temperature and condenser temperature. So we are having this temperature recorder here, automatic temperature recorder, and through this temperature recorder we can record the temperature. So first temperature, see here, it is what is written here, T1. First temperature is T1, or you can say it is the temperature in the evaporator. So evaporator temperature is given by T1. So we'll keep this knob at T1 at one point. So this is, we'll keep at 1. Here it is 1, and we will record the temperature. Now this temperature, how much? It is 2021. So temperature in the evaporator is 20. So we'll write here 20. We'll write here 20. So T1 is, this is your first reading. First reading, temperature in the bath is how much? 21. It is 21. Okay. It is 21. Then we will record the generator temperature. Generator temperature is T2 or TG. So for T2, we'll shift this knob at point 2, and after shifting this knob at point 2, we will get the temperature in the generator, and its temperature is 123. Why it is so high temperature? Because it is a generator, and this generator is generating the heat to heat the solution coming from the evaporator or absorber. So it is how much? It is 124. So I will write here 124. 124 degrees centigrade, it is the temperature in the generator. Now third temperature we have to record is the condenser temperature, and condenser temperature is given by T3 or TC. So its temperature is T3. So again we will move the knob up to point 3, and you will get the condenser temperature, which is shown as a 46 degrees centigrade. So I'll write here 46 degrees centigrade at the condenser temperature. Then next column is for recording the pulses of the energy meter. So here we have to measure the time taken by the energy meter for 10 pulses. So we will count the time and we'll see how much time is taken for 10 pulses of the energy meter. So you will record it here. So we'll start from the first pulse. So the first one, This is second one. So in this way we'll record the time for 10 pulses, and initially I got this time is how much? It is 180 seconds. So for 10 pulses of energy meter, time taken is 180 seconds. So I have written here 180 seconds. Right, then we have to record voltage and current. So this is the voltmeter. So this voltmeter is showing the reading of 50 volt. You can see 50 volt. So I will write here 50 volt, 50 volt, and then current. This is the current ammeter, and this ammeter is showing the reading of 0.4, near about 0.4, 0.5. So I will write here 0.4 ampere. So here we will write 0.4 ampere. So in this way you can record the required reading for finding the COP of the VR cycle. So now calculation part we will see. Here this temperature we are recorded in centigrade, but we want temperature in Kelvin. So we are converting this temperature from centigrade, degree centigrade, into Kelvin by adding 273. So first temperature, that is T1. T1 means temperature in the evaporator. T1. It is how much? Its temperature is 20. So 20 plus 273, you will get 293 Kelvin. Then second temperature, generator temperature, that T2 or TG. TG or TT is how much? It is 124. So 124 plus 273. So it will be 397 Kelvin. And last temperature, condenser temperature, T3 or TC, it is how much? It is 46. So again we will add 273 into 273 into 46. So you will get answer as 319. It will be 319 Kelvin. So you got this temperature in Kelvin. Now the formula for maximum possible COP, it is called Carnot COP also. The formula for maximum possible COP or Carnot COP, that is ideal COP, it is given by the expression TE upon TC minus TE in the bracket into another bracket TG minus TC into TG. Now we will put this value here, and accordingly after putting the value we will get the answer of near about 2. So these values are different, but if you put this value you will get the COP of the maximum possible COP, that is called ideal COP. It will be near about 2 to 2.5, right? Then second parameter in calculation is the actual heat energy given in the generator. We have to find here the COP, actual COP we have to find, and the formula for COP, actual COP, is again refrigerating effect upon actual work done. So we will find actual COP, actual power given to the actual amount of energy given to the generator. So for this formula is NC into 3600 upon T into EMC. This EMC is the energy meter constant. This NC is the number of time for 10 pulses of energy meter, and this 3600 again is a constant, and this is the T is the time. So we have put here, we have taken 10 pulses, so we have written here 10, 3600 is constant. We have seen for 10 pulses, time taken by the energy meter is how much? 180. So we have written 180 here, and then again 3200 is a constant. So you will get actual amount of heat energy given to the generator is how much? 62.5 watt. ये हमने calculation से निकाला. So here the meaning of this EMC, TNC is given here. Then actual heat absorbed in the evaporator. Now what is the parameter number 2 is the actual amount of work done. Right, means actual amount of heat energy given to the generator, that is the amount of heat given, input given. So that is the amount of heat given, and whatever amount of heat absorbed in the evaporator, it will be the amount of heat given to the evaporator. So what we are doing, we are adding the heat in the evaporator, and then again we are absorbing the heat into evaporator. If 20 kilojoules of heat is given and 20 kilojoules of heat is absorbed, then we can say 20 kilojoules heat is the refrigerating effect. So whatever heat is added in the evaporator, same it is absorbed, and if it is done, then it is called amount of heat absorbed. That will be the refrigerating effect. So actual heat absorbed in the evaporator, it is given by the formula heat supplied by the heater in the evaporator, that is equals to current into voltage. So we have calculated current, it is 50, and voltage it is 0.4. So that is equals to 20 watt. Right, so this is nothing but a refrigerating effect. So we'll find the COP. So actual COP equals to heat absorbed upon heat energy supplied. This heat energy supplied is nothing but the work done in the generator. So that ratio will give you answer, or COP, actual COP as 0.32, that is 0.32. So you can see it is very less. So why COP is very less here? Because here we are not using the compressor, and therefore the flow of you can say the flow of in the refrigerant in the system is not up to that level which is there in the vapor compression system. Therefore heat carrying capacity or heat absorption capacity of the refrigerant is less in vapor absorption system in the absence of compressor. A relative COP is given by the expression COP actual upon COP maximum. So we'll put the value of this, both the COP, and you will get the answer relative COP as a 0.156. So in this way you can find out three parameters, that is the maximum possible COP, then actual COP, and last one is the relative COP. So it is given in the chart, in the handout. So this handout will be WhatsApp to you on the group. Readings will be given to you in the group. You will go through all the calculation. You will put the values in the calculation and you will find the answer. Right? If you face any problem while calculating the answer, you can contact me or Pankaj sir to get your query solved. Again, you will write the answer to the Viva question. Viva questions also there in the will be there in the handout. You will write the answer to the Viva question and you will put everything in the file. You will write everything in the file, and whenever you are asked to submit the file, you will submit the file. Right? So there will be a continuous assessment also, and in every week for continuous assessment you will solve one test also. There will be a test in which you will be asked 4 to 5 questions and you want to answer the 5 questions, and it should be treated as a Viva. So it is not possible to give your Viva. So in the form of written examination, online written examination, we are conducting the Viva. So after every practical you will supposed to give the Viva, and at what date which Viva you have to give, you will be informed in due course of time. Thank you.